And just moves away. He actually stays step for step with him. Medina come across to help out. Ferran Torres is trying to take that first time. He's actually trying to get all the way across it to find the far post, which does not test the goal of Emi Martinez. And Argentina, no interest in trying to play out of back. They're just going to use this as a long goal kick opportunity, try to win the second ball, try to keep the ball in Spain's half just for maybe 20 seconds of the game.
I'll start the stopwatch then. She gets a flick. Was that 20 seconds?
That was 12.
Almost gave that to Julian Alvarez. Petri. That was awkwardly there. It's going to actually work for Nico Williams in the end. Molina had a chance to get it clear, just missed it in the air. Here's Nico Williams again. Dealt with injuries all spring. Dealt with an injury at this tournament. Can he be decisive? Kavasi, the teenage center back. In for Marino. A lot of bodies in there. Crowded off and trying to play for Torres. Held in by Porro. Here's Lamine Yamal. Yamal looking for space. Tagliafico won't give it to him, and he can't take him off the ball either. Still Lamine Yamal. Hands it off to Rodri. Rodri sweeps it along for Nico Williams. Medina will defend him. Trying to get some support. He knocks it away. Now Medina needs some help. Can't do anything with that. Just gives it right back out.
I'm looking up the field from where he was. There's just no options. There are no options for him to play the ball. Tries to find a teammate and it's gone. And even just watching Julian Alvarez, he's dead on his legs. He can't move, can't press. And Kubarsi's now pushing in. Spain pushing all the numbers forward. Lamine Yamal's attractive bodies right up the middle.
Rodri all the space in time he wants, but he can't hit the target. 13th shot for Spain to 0 of Argentina.
Not the most prolific, but has scored some great goals in his career. Now, you normally see him hanging back. He saw his space, just drifted into that little pocket there in front of the back four. He doesn't mind taking the shot, but he says, give it, keep it moving. Spanish fans can't watch on. They've had the better of the game, and I think that's what they know. They know that familiar feeling when they have all the ball, they can't find the goal. Knowing what's still on the other side.
Messi on the ball. Can't get anywhere. 30 seconds away from finding out how Stockton will have. The full possibility of extra time. Stockton World Cup winners looking on right now. Good on this. The answer to the top right who scored the winning goal in the final in 2010. Deep into extra time.
for Argentina, then straight down the other. Great defending, big save. And then Enzo Fernandez doesn't need to go into this. Just overcommits. And he's already committed to it. Absolutely foul. Marcy goes flying in the air. How significant will that be? Because now, if we get to extra time, Argentina will be playing down man for 30 minutes.
Well, there's something here, something on Argentina's bench, and they're pointing and they're upset about something. Now the Argentina players are pointing and they're upset about something. Just trying to get this thing to calm back down. Klenberg, I mean, this is part of the VAR protocol now, but is there anything in that would overturn the second yellow and the sending off?
Before this tournament, VARs couldn't interfere in second yellow cards, but they can from this tournament onwards, and they can review second yellows, but they cannot have a case yet. This was a clear reckless challenge. He comes in with some speed, he makes a clear contact, so he can have no support from the VAR, and the referee was correct to issue this second yellow card.
So Enzo Fernandez, who scored the tying goal in the semifinal, will play no more part of the final.
But how about for Enzo Fernandez? You pick up your first yellow for dissent, and then that's the way you go off right there. Now, I don't think that would have been a red card had he not been on the yellow to that point.
So that's what they're arguing, is that Mark Cucurella said something to Messi. That's another rule change. If you cover your mouth and you say something confrontational, and you're covering your mouth so no one can see what you're saying, you could be sent off for that. And that was what Argentina were arguing. Bastian Docker, that would be quite a call for him to make. And meanwhile...
And we haven't even had a look at the save that Emi Martinez had to make.
We have about 90 seconds of stoppage time remaining. The ball is back in play now. Argentina are playing with 10. Can Spain win the game in normal time? Can they win the World Cup for the second time in their history? Can Argentina survive to extra time and regroup? Can Spain get back to that rhythm that they had before that stoppage? Here's Rodri, he's got a big run from Poro. Creates space for Lamine Yamal. Tagliafico defending. Yamal draws two for company. Can't get through Tagliafico. Julian Alvarez comes out there with the ball. He's got no options. He's got nothing he can do. He just gives away in the middle of Cucurella. Quickly back forward. That's going to be a foul. Free kick and a real shooting position for Spain for what it might be the final chance of a World Cup final.
These type of tackles end up coming when you're just a little chaotic and the ball's turned over and you're out of shape. You smell a little bit of danger. And it's Paredes who's late. Yes, absolutely a foul. And right in the middle of the field, right in the middle of the goal, gives you so many options here if you are Spain. It's going to be fascinating what they end up doing here.
Adrian Porter will be the ball, the two of the ball right now.
Maybe it's something off the trigger, maybe it's a little bit trickery. Maybe the way he's setting up makes you think that at least he's trying to portray that he's going to be taking this. And that's it difficult for people here because the ball can't really cover just the one side. You try to put it on one side, you cover the other, but also at this distance you can get up over the top and you can go either way. And sometimes goalies start to guess. You got the Spanish legends on the edge of their seat. Hoping Spain can win their second World Cup final.
And about 80,000 others here in the building and buildings around the world.
Now we'll be all touching it.
On the edges of their seats. We are in the 98th minute of the World Cup final. Richard Poro and the 19-year-old Lamine Yamal. How do you become a global legend? You score this to win the World Cup. Easier said than done, of course. Against Emiliano Martinez, who's having a short-dating goal for Argentina. Still making sure that everyone around the wall is being placed in the appropriate spot. Those famous players trying to screen Martinez's view. Here we go. It's Lamine Yamal. Martinez, the broken finger on his hand. And he's a brick wall today.
He trusts his wall. Meanwhile, goes goalkeeper side, hoping that he goes the other way. The ball's back in play.
Final chance. Williams off the sharp corner. That was meant for Kamarsi. It's tackled away. And normal time ends in the World Cup final. We will play extra time in New Jersey. Emiliano Martinez, the hero. But someone still has to win this thing. Rebecca Thierry, Zlatan, and Alexi on the other side of the break.